Hello, everyone. Thank you all for coming. How was the dinner? Was it good? I thought the dinner was fantastic. I even made it all the way through without getting pasta sauce on my suit, so I won. Although an olive argued with me for a little while. Fortunately, I made it through. So thank you all for coming. Welcome tonight. First of all, we want to thank all the people from here and all the people that worked to prepare this. So first, obviously, is Ellen from the Stoughton Y. So thank you, Ellen. Come on up. I'm just going to give Ellen a chance to introduce herself and come on up here and say something.
I'm going to say that everybody is always welcome here, and we're really happy to see these faces. A lot of you I know. I have several board members here as well, and I know I have a lot of community members. This is always good to have you know that, right? But anyway, I do want to thank you for coming. I want to make sure that people understand what we're all about at the Y. I think people know that we're for fitness and healthy living. We also do a lot of youth development, and we do social responsibility. We feel that's really important to what we hold here at the Y. We have over 5,500 membership units, which means families or individuals who come in as a group or not. And that means that we have 15,000 people who are members here. Never mind all the people who come in and just come and get swim lessons or come and use the facilities from time to time or whatever they choose. So I want to make sure you knew that. We also have a summer camp. I always ask everybody to come and see it. We really expanded it this year. We have a new pathway. We got new stuff going on outside. We're very excited about it. We have every day. We have about 400 to 500 kids out there in the summer, and we support these children, these families. If they can't afford it, we support them. So we just want to really make sure that you're aware that we do all those things. Live Strong, cardiopulmonary program, and all of these things that we do to support our community so that we can give back to the community so that they have better lives. So thank you very much, everybody.
We'll go without. So for those of you that are speaking tonight, just remember to speak loudly so that we can all hear. Second people we want to thank is Peppercorns for the food tonight. In case most of you don't know, originally this was supposed to be done by Mike Samarco with the Sons of Italy, but Mike has had some health issues. He wasn't able to do it, so Peppercorns was able to step in at the very last minute, and we're super thankful for them. We also want to thank Stop and Shop, who provided the cake for us tonight, so thank you to them. We also want to thank the ladies from the food pantry who served you tonight. They do so much better job than I would, and I think you guys are awesome. Thank you for that. Finally, we want to thank Terry and also Joanne for getting this all set up and organized and doing so much of the work behind the scenes. Yeah, thank you.
Because Rich did a lot of things for this meeting.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. So one thing I want to make you all aware of coming up on June 21st, which is next Thursday, actually is the Taste of the Chamber. It's something we have done in the past, but it's been away for a few years, and we got this up and running. It's a chance for you all to see what the business is, what the food industry is doing in our town and around, and also with wine. You have Vinovations there. You have different companies that are providing wine and beer and different things like that. It's going to be an awesome time. It's going to be obviously June 21st, 5:30 to 8 at the Portuguese National Club. We hope to see you all there. Come support each other and find out what different restaurants in the community and beverage places of the community taste like. So first thing we want to do tonight is next thing we want to do tonight is get right down to the awards. First one we're going to hand out is the Business of the Year. So the Business of the Year this year is going to be presented to the Texas Roadhouse. So if you guys want to come on up here. I know I've been to your place many times. Great food.
Thank you.
The fresh rolls are amazing. Obviously, I've been there a few too many times. I'm going to read this. We have two things for you. One is this plaque. One is also a citation from the House of Representatives for you. So it says, the Business of the Year plaque is awarded to a Stoughton Chamber of Commerce member or organization in recognition of their dedication, work ethics, innovative practices, sustainability, and active involvement in the community. Through presentation of this plaque, the Stoughton Chamber thanks you for your participation as a member and for helping our chamber become a better organization. It is due to the willingness and generosity of our chamber members and their respective businesses that enables the Stoughton Chamber of Commerce to advocate for the business community and allows us to accomplish the many goals and objectives set forth in our mission statement. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Absolutely. And from the House of Representatives, be it hereby known to all that the Massachusetts House of Representatives offers its sincerest congratulations to the Texas Roadhouse of Brockton in recognition of being named the Stoughton Chamber of Commerce's 2017 Business of the Year. The entire membership extends its very best wishes and expresses the hope for future good fortune and continued success in all endeavors. Given this day, the 13th of June 18th at the State House, Boston, Massachusetts, or here. We'll take a picture of it. Next, we have the Business Person of the Year.
Don't read the second paragraph.
Okay.
Do all the same.
Okay. So this is going to Steve Tyre from the Copley. I've known Steve for a little while now. He's a great colleague on the board. My favorite memory of Steve is him about a month after I became the chairman. We were going into a board meeting and setting up our meetings for the rest of the year. And when it came for Steve's meeting at the Copley, which we all know and love, it all gets quiet and then Steve says, well, I have something to say. We're not going to do the meeting this year. And just silence in the entire room. And I thought, man, I've done a terrible job starting a chamberman so far.
He's kidding.
He's obviously I was kidding, but it made for a funny moment, and I've always appreciated his sense of humor ever since. So, to Steve, the Business Person of the Year award is presented to someone who serves as an example of a dedicated leader, contributor, and caretaker of the spirit of entrepreneurship while serving the business and overall community. The conduct of the recipient and their company must be such as they are considered above reproach with regards to ethics, quality, and service, thus projecting a positive community at large. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And also from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, the House of Representatives, be it hereby known to all that the Massachusetts House of Representatives offers its sincerest congratulations to Steve Tyre in recognition of being named the Stoughton Chamber of Commerce's 2017 Business Person of the Year. The entire membership extends its very best wishes and expresses the hope for future good fortune and continued success in all endeavors.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank
Did I say a quick thing?
you. Absolutely.
No, she wants us to be there. It's right side up. So even though I've known Reg only a few months now, I think some people in this room I've known going on 50 years. The Phillips, since I was a little kid. And when Terry called me and told me I was going to get this award, I started thinking, one, I have 200 wonderful employees who make me look good out there, which they truly do. I'm just the face of Copley, but the employees really make it every day. And some of you have needed our services, and I know we served you well, and I can't thank all of them enough. But secondly, Maria and I, my partner over there at Copley, we're second-generation business people in Stoughton. Some of you knew my dad. He had a business here, totally different than my business. He was an obstetrician. And Maria's family owned the bus company. Richie's Maria Under. So I just, thinking back on it, I was like, wow, this is really something that we're born and raised here, and we can have a business here. Exciting time with our new library that's coming and the new high school and everything, that I was super proud to receive this. So I appreciate everything you do for me and my business, and hopefully I can repay to all of you. Thanks.
The final award is the Volunteer of the Year. So this volunteer award is going to Diderot Joseph from J&J Media. The Volunteer of the Year award honors an individual, not necessarily a chamber member, who unselfishly gives his or her time for the benefit of the community and others. A person who exemplifies the spirit of community and giving back. This award is presented only when there is an overwhelming evidence that the person receiving this recognition is deserving and should be held in high reverence. Thank you. From the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, the House of Representatives, be it hereby known to all that the Massachusetts House of Representatives offers its sincerest congratulations to Diderot Joseph in recognition of being named the Stoughton Chamber of Commerce's 2017 Volunteer of the Year. The entire membership extends its very best wishes and expresses the hope for good fortune and continued success in all endeavors. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Hold on to that. Turn it around. Would you like to say anything? Very good. Let's see.
Announce that J&J is a chamber member.
I know in that plaque it said that they're not necessarily chamber members, but J&J is a chamber member. Just make sure that we all do understand that. All right, so now we get to move on to a different category. I think we have a lot of amazing people in our community. Sometimes things get so busy that we see someone else doing something above and beyond, and we don't really get a chance to thank them the way we should. And that's natural because we have a lot of people doing a lot of amazing things. Fortunately, as chamber chairman and working alongside Terry, there's a lot of amazing things that go on that none of you all, or most people just never hear about. In fact, we would never hear about it in the chamber either unless somebody came up and told us. And that's why we have this event. It's an event where we can look at somebody who did something in secret and we can reward them or we can appreciate them openly. They didn't do it because they wanted a reward. They did it because they felt like it was the right thing to do, and they had it in their heart to help others. So, that being said, the first award tonight is going to go to...
Hold on 1 second.
Yep. Oh.
Only because all the awards other than the person getting them are the same.
Okay.
So why don't you we'll read one of them, so,
Yep.
and then we'll just do the awards.
All right. I don't think you all heard that. They all say the same thing, and so in order to facilitate and move along, I'm going to read what it says, and then we are going to hand them all out in time, so I don't read the same thing over and over again. This one, what I'm going to do is ask the person who told us that they would like to recognize someone else. They're going to come out and hand the award to them. So this is what the award says. The Caught You Doing Something Good certificate is presented to an individual who had been caught going above and beyond in the care and service of others, whether on the job or in his or her volunteerism within the community. Through presentation of this certificate of recognition, the Stoughton Chamber of Commerce acknowledges the time, effort, and enthusiasm demonstrated in serving the public. Your dedication and commitment to excellence brings a sense of pride to the entire community. It is the willingness and generosity of our members and their respective business that has enabled the Stoughton Chamber of Commerce to accomplish the many goals and objectives as written in our mission statement, and allows us to continue to function as a respected and charitable organization. So the first person we're going to do, the sponsor, is Ellen. Read, read this, yes.
Ellen, we need you here
Will you come up so you can
of the
be?
microphone for Jeffrey.
Right.
Oh, sorry, Jeff. So,
And this is
oh, I
what
did.
you wrote.
Oh, it's
There you go.
it's written. How about that? I didn't know what it was. So I have the privilege of knowing some wonderful people in our community, and one of the people that I have the privilege of knowing is Claire Appling, and she has been a member of the Y for a very long time. She's given of her own self to other things, and I really wanted. She told me she had broken her foot. It's more than that. I don't want to go into detail, but it was significant, and she needed transportation. So she had told me that she did, and I reached out to Marge, and I said, Marge, can you find somebody that might be able to help her or do something that might work? And so I wrote here, when Claire had a significant fall this year, when she finally got home, she was not allowed to drive and needed support for her transportation to and from Bay State Physical Therapy. Marge did not know Claire, but volunteered to help, and even on a day that she was unavailable to drive her, Marge found someone else to drive her. So, Warren, thank you too, but this is for Marge. But from my heart, this is what community is all about. So thank you.
So next, I'm going to have Terry come up. This is for Michael Demergian.
Oh, okay. Mike, where? Come on up, Mike. So Michael and I, actually, we know Michael now for about 10, 12, 15 years or so, I believe. Michael used to be with Panera as a district manager, and then we lost touch when he actually moved on to another store within the company, and then moved on to do other things. And one day we actually ran into each other in Market Basket. I'm sorry, Julie. I wasn't shopping there. I just happened to be in there, and there was Michael. Julie's was Stop and Shop, just so everybody understands the inside joke. And so anyway, Michael told me that, yeah, he now is owner-operator of the Honey Baked Ham over in Norwood. And so I said, oh, I've been there a couple of times. Actually, my business used to be in Norwood, my company, for 30-plus years, and I've since moved. And anyway, to make a long story short, I came down, I met with Michael, and I think he treated me to a sandwich, which then he asked me to pay for. And so we were getting back to know each other. He said, oh, maybe I'll want to get involved with the chamber, which ultimately he has become a chamber member, because in our Stoughton Chamber, anybody from anywhere can be a member, as long as it makes sense business-wise for them. And for those people who get our newsletter, hopefully you've seen Honey Baked Ham had a business spotlight a couple of months, last month, wasn't it? Yes. I think, yeah. So the reason why Michael's standing here is because one of the things that Michael did after we had met, some months ago, we met, is he contacted me and he said, Terry, I need you to do me a favor. He wanted to give hams, and I think there was just hams at Christmas time, if I remember correctly.
Christmas and, yeah, both.
Yeah, Christmas. And turkey, was it turkey also?
Yes.
Okay. He said he wanted to donate some hams and turkeys, to the food pantries. And when I got there was some ridiculous number of hams and turkeys, quite a high value. And he gave them to me, and I brought them to the pantry. Actually, Christine is here from one of the pantries. And Christine, I know, has thanked Michael as well. And then we got another call sometime around Easter, I think it was, and Michael said, hey, I've got some stuff I want to give to the pantries. And again, there was quite a large number of hams and turkeys, meals that were given, and those who certainly cannot afford and who are clients of the pantries really appreciated it. And I thought that this was something that Michael should be caught for, and that's exactly what we did. So, Michael, you are you're doing something good recipient.
My pleasure.
Thank you. You want to say anything? You want to say anything? Okay. Thank you. Oh, let's take a picture.
Thank you.
No flash? Thanks.
So next person I'm going to invite up is Carrie O'Halloran. She can tell you who she's presenting it to.
Glad I brought my glasses. So as a market manager for Envision Bank, I have the pleasure of seeing a lot of people doing some really great things. But tonight, I wanted to recognize Gina Ebling. When I was fairly new to the bank, we had a program that was talking about the honor flight. And I don't know if anyone has ever heard of the honor flight or have had experience with it, but it is a program where where World War II veterans are taken on an airplane down to Washington, D.C. to see all of the war memorials and that kind of thing. So this year, Envision Bank was one of the sponsors, and I really had the pleasure of watching Gina, who was one of the major forces behind it, really embrace the program with such enthusiasm and dedication to really make sure that the program was supported and communicated throughout the community, both internally and externally. It was really a delight to watch. In the end, we were successful in taking 63 World War II heroes down to Washington, D.C., and by all accounts, they had a wonderful time, and they really got the recognition that they so well deserved, largely due to Gina's efforts. And so I really wanted to take a minute and recognize her for the great effort that she put in to really recognize those three heroes who have really impacted the world, really. And just the enthusiasm that she had was wonderful. So I wanted to recognize her. And this is the famous Gina. Hi. Nice job. Nice job. Yep.
Thank you.
And she wants one too. But for your mom and dad. Got it?
Next, we have Julie Rivera.
Go through that. Did you want to read what you wrote? Were you separate?
Yeah, just a separate.
Yeah, it's probably somewhere here, but I can't see. So I think it might be on the second page.
It was in here.
All right.
Do you want me to read that for you?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so.
Do you want to stand and hold
Sorry, guys. I don't really do this. The person I'm actually trying to recognize is not here. He's in Florida at the moment. So I'm going to have, what's your name, sir?
Reggie.
Reggie.
Yes.
Just read this for me.
Absolutely. So Julie wanted to nominate Fred Florio. If you don't know this story, it's a fantastic story. During the northeaster that hit our area a few months back, Stop & Shop lost power for about a day and a half. As soon as he received word that power had been restored, Fred returned to the store after having already worked 24 hours to ensure that everyone was okay and was paid correctly for their time and work and efforts assisting with the storm. Fred even bought the whole store pizza. In his 40-plus years working for Stop & Shop, this is one of only many outstanding accomplishments. No words in the dictionary can accurately describe how much he cares about all of his 120 associates here at the store. I'm honored Julie here is honored to present him wherever he is with the Doing Something Good, Caught You Doing Something Good award today.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So I'm going to invite Fred up here.
Peggy, want to come up? Great, thank you. Helen Hansen passed away in January of this year, after 100 years old. She was my 6th grade teacher at the Jones School and eventually the principal of the Chemung Elementary, which was eventually named after her and is now the Helen Hansen Elementary School. Peggy Suick, a lifetime resident, shared this wonderful testimonial for Helen a couple of months ago. As she was speaking, I thought to myself, Peggy has been doing so much for the town for so many years, she deserves to be recognized for all of her work. So, Peggy was born in Stoughton. She was born to immigrants to the U.S. from Sparta, Greece. And if you don't know what Sparta is about the Spartans, maybe the toughest people on earth. She attended the Stoughton schools, grades 1 through 12, and was a class officer. She was a girls' state representative. Peggy's a graduate of the University of New Hampshire and earned her master's degree and her certificate of advanced graduate study in early childhood education from Bridgewater State University. As a volunteer, Peggy took over Story Hour in 1968 at the old and new library locations. She has now been doing the Story Hour for kids for 50 years, 1968 to 2018. She's been a school committee member from 1984 to 1991, early childhood committee for all-day kindergarten, adult literacy tutor for a year, town meeting representative from 2009 to the present, library trustee from 2010 to the present. She owned and operated Creative Preschool from 1973 to 2014 for 41 years here in Stoughton. She was voted best preschool in the area by the People's Choice Award. The list goes on to what Peggy has done for the children and the people of Stoughton. So here she is today, Peggy Suick, who we caught doing something good, not just for 2 months, but for over 50 years.
Thank you. It's an honor to be nominated and honored in the company of those people that I've just heard about. Thank you.
Thank you, Peggy.
The next person to be offering an award to someone is Pat Basler.
Good evening. My name is Pat Basler. I'm the Stoughton Public Library Director, for those of you who might not know me. And although I'm not a local business owner, I have run the library for 21 years, so I kind of feel like I have a little bit of credibility there. Tonight, I would like to nominate Cynthia Walsh, who many of you may know because of similar things to Mrs. Suick. They're people who have lived here their whole life. She has done quiet, constant volunteering with no fanfare. Cynthia has been volunteering for over 13 years at the Stoughton Public Library, organizing and running the monthly book discussion club. She generally picks the books, but she does allow some input from the members that come. If you don't know Cynthia, if you do know Cynthia, you'll understand that. She has also been a devoted attendee to the Stoughton Selectmen meetings. For the past 42 years, she has only missed one meeting, and I think she was in Utah or somewhere when that occurred. She has been a selectman for many years as well, on and off, but she attended the selectmen meetings even when she wasn't a selectman, and that's a special gift. Some people consider it crazy, but I consider it really valuable because selectmen come and go, And to have the same person there for 42 years, representing that institutional knowledge and, you know, who was the police chief 37 years ago? She remembers these things. She remembers facts. She reminds the selectmen of what they voted 6 years ago. I mean, she's very useful to keeping Stoughton on the straight and narrow. She also has great historical experience and is happy to share that with anybody who is interested. She's been a resident of Stoughton for 70 years. Her entire education, first through 12th grade, they didn't have kindergarten back then, is in Stoughton. She graduated from Bridgewater State College and became a elementary school teacher, and she was a 5th grade teacher at the Jones Elementary School for 30 years. Between Peggy and Cynthia, they have raised several generations of your children in Stoughton. It's really pretty amazing. Cynthia has also been on the Cedar Hill Golf Course Operations Committee for 40 years. She's been a town meeting representative for 35, and she holds the distinction of being the longest-serving female selectman for 3 terms non-consecutively. So I don't know what motivates her to continue to give all of this, especially to local government, but she's done a wonderful job doing it. Come on up, Peggy. Oh, I'm sorry, I said come on up, Peggy. I meant Cynthia.
Yeah, it's the old Irish joke. Call me anything, just don't call me late for dinner.
Here's your award.
Thank you. Now,
I know she's got a few words.
I just want to say that besides attending all those selectmen's meetings, I also spent one performance in Purgatory with Terry.
She was in 2 of our Murder at the Library plays. Yes, I forgot about that.
And also, I spent Thursday locked in the middle school with high school seniors, and I want you to know you've got nothing to worry about.
Just briefly.
Yeah.
Mike Jarvis is not here tonight, so Terry's going to, yeah, we're gonna, I'm gonna read what it says for Mike Jarvis. This is from Terry. I've actually known Mike from a very young age, being the son of John Jarvis, who had been the Chamber's treasurer for many years. When I needed graphics work done for our Taste event, he dropped whatever he was doing to help, and when we went in a different direction, he stayed the high road, offering to help whomever else he could with his expertise. We ended up coming back to him time and again. He went above and beyond to redesign what we needed, doing extra work that had been unanticipated, and he did it all so that we could get it done quickly, and that's a fantastic looking, it's fantastic looking. So the next person I'm going to do is I'm going to ask Chief McNamara to come on up. She will hand out an award.
Good evening. So tonight I'd like to recognize Lieutenant John Bonney. He's probably very upset with me right now because I am doing this. If you don't know John, he's very committed to our community, but he is not one to accept recognition for what he does, whether it's his commitment to his community or, most importantly, his commitment to his family. I chose to recognize Lieutenant Bonney for last fall. He was the instrumental focal point to create a relief drive for the hurricanes that we had last year. He called me on the phone, said, "Chief, what do you think? Can we get this done? We've done it before. We can help a lot of people, but we would need the building and the community room." And I said, John, go for it. See what you can get done. See how much you can collect. He collected, if you didn't see on the Facebook, which John manages for the department, he collected the entire room. He was able to get volunteers to organize non-perishable goods, clothing, all the cleaning products that were necessary. It was an immense accomplishment for the department that was all started by Lieutenant Bonney. He brought all the volunteers in. They brought pallets in, pallet jack into the police station, into the community room. They packed it all up and were able to ship it down. He was instrumental in organizing the moving company who brought all the equipment necessary, the boxes, the tape, the shrink wrap, the pallets, all to ship to the most important and devastated areas of ours in Florida, to people who were in desperate need. And that is just the small example of what Lieutenant Bonney does for his commitment for not only our community locally, but abroad, nationwide. He is a very, very dedicated father to his 2 children, dedicated to this community, and I wanted to recognize him for caught doing something good for his actions last fall, which I'm very proud of. So if you could stay there, I'd just like to read something. Additionally, so last week, if you don't follow our Facebook page, again, as John is our creator of that, and he has a great sense of humor, and I get many compliments each week about what is written and the information, good and bad, sometimes on our Facebook page. Last week, we had our annual award ceremony for the police department, which is recognizing the peers in our department, recognize their fellow officers and supervisors and civilian employees in the department. We give out awards and we recognize things that were done for the past year. And John was not capable of being there because he was so committed. I believe it was his son's award ceremony for his school, so he was committed at that location. And so he was not able to receive his Supervisor of the Year award, which he was chosen for by me and Deputy Chief Holmes. So I'd like to read the citation that we created for him. You have left your mark on how we mentor the newest members of our department into the organization through the mentorship program that you have overseen. You have shown passion in your dedication to the implementation and evaluation of the department's field training program. You lean into the challenges of new initiatives and are constantly communication with your members of your command staff. You have demonstrated a long-term dedication to the media and public relations. You expend a great deal of your time maintaining and providing the image and the role of the Stoughton Police Department through your tireless efforts in social media outreach. Stoughton is a safer and more informed community because of the manner in which you communicate online and through the mainstream media. Your dedication to your profession is an example of the members of the command staff of our department. It is for these reasons I am proud to present you with the Stoughton Police Department Supervisor of the Year Award for 2017. Your actions maintain the highest traditions of police service and reflect great credit upon yourself and the Stoughton Police Department.
Michelle, you want to grab the kids? Get the kids.
We'll take a picture of you guys.
While we're doing this, that Thank you very much, and it is an honor to be recognized with everyone here. Mr. Snyder was also very gracious with donations for that drive with his goods, with his company. And it was, that's a real community award. I may have been the organizer of it, but it was literally everyone. So I just feel like I've sort of received that on behalf of the community and people like Mr. Snyder.
All right, don't go anywhere. We found another one. So when we started the Call You Doing Something Good programs, some years ago, the idea was to, as we have mentioned, to catch people, above and beyond. And, the catch part is the important aspect, because it's a surprise to people, because they don't realize that they're not doing what they do for recognition. They do what they do because it's the right thing. And but I decided I wanted to surprise this person here. And so they didn't know that they're getting this until this moment. But this person has helped the chamber, has helped the town, has helped all of the communities around Stoughton, especially Brockton. And whenever there's been any type of need, any type of issues, any type of fundraising, this person has come forward and helped, working with nurses, working with veterans, working with medical staff, providing the ability for them to do fundraising as well. And this person is Candy Fay. Come on up. I cheated a little bit because I knew that with Texas Roadhouse receiving their award, that Candy would be here, and I asked Matt to make sure that he twisted Sean's Candy's husband, arm to also come and attend the event. So. Yeah. So Candy's going to be putting in her. No. Oh, look at you! You're so excited. Give me a hug. Oh. Take a picture. Okay. Thank you. I just want to say a couple more words, if you don't mind. Do you want to say anything, by the way? You don't look like one. Yeah.
I'm a little taken
Okay.
aback.
You're
So,
verblinded?
well, believe it or not, I'm actually speechless.
Speechless.
and
Oh
that's
my
tough
God.
today.
Well, I just want to mention that a lot of you people know that my son is in the video movie business, and actually was shooting a movie locally. And I had reached out to my chamber members to see if they could help me with doing what's called craft services, providing food for the crew, because nobody in the cast or crew on these independent movies actually gets paid, but you want to feed them well. And I reached out to several. There were actually several chamber members who came through, but Candy really came through, and everybody loved the food. They had a feast that night, but that wasn't enough. My son then was moving on to other locations, and he was going to be shooting up in Bolton. If you know where Bolton, Mass, it's kind of west 495 area. And so I reached out to Candy again. I said, hey, Evan's still shooting, and he's going to be up in Bolton. She goes, oh. She goes, I know the manager up in Leominster. Let me speak to the person, the counterpart of what Candy does. And long story short, we fed the folks from Leominster's Texas Roadhouse one night, and this is 40 to 50 people, and it's quite impressive. But it's all the things that Candy does in the background, again, helping and working and doing fundraisers and helping organizations do their fundraisers. I just want to make one more mention, if I can. Stay with me for a second. So I just want to mention that, as everybody knows, we lost 4 high schoolers to a car accident. They were killed in East Bridgewater area. I'm sure most of you are aware that this has happened. And again, Texas Roadhouse was one of the places that we reached out to help get food for the teachers and the what do you call it, teachers, the ones that came in to replace the teachers. And thanks, yeah. And anyway, Texas Roadhouse, did a great job in that regard as well. So I want to thank them for all the community stuff that you guys do.
Thank you. I'm really humbled because this is what I do, because I choose to do it, and I have the support of Matt, and I really feel like a lot of this belongs to him because he allows me to be me and, to take care of all of you, because without our community, we're nothing. So we want to give back. So thank you, Terry.
Thank you,
Really
Candy. Candy also was one of the last people privileged, I will say privileged, to have met my father. My father passed away pretty much within weeks or a month after. He came up for a visit here, and he got such a kick out of meeting Candy, being a veteran, and Candy certainly knows a lot about when it comes to veterans. And they had a nice little chat out in the parking lot. I'd just like to do one more thing, if we could. I would like to do a moment of silence for the 4 students who were killed. So if we can do that, please. Thank you. Reg.
Well, that's it. Thank you all for coming. I would like to say, let's give one more round of applause to all the recipients here tonight. Feel free to take your time. Looks like there's plenty of cake, so make sure you eat some and network with your colleagues, and thank you for coming.